Turn up, expand our history. Pull back the veil of mystery. What's written on the cave is...
Hey, what's going on, guys? Copa back here for a brand new video. And this video is a little different. As you can see, I'm on my desktop. I'm not in Minecraft or another game. So I got a comment on my old how to make textures video with Blender and how to code them and stuff. Saying one of you guys, I'm not gonna say their name, the person's name, but you know who you are. So I'm gonna do this quick, I guess, redo of the tutorial. So there's some few things you're gonna need. There's a few things you're gonna need. For example, you're gonna need, I use Blender 3.6, but in the sake of this video, I'm just going to uninstall it, and then I'm going to yes, I want to uninstall Blender because you guys, the person that commented is using a newer version of Blender, and I haven't been updating my Blender because the one that I've been using works fine. But again, for the sake of the video, so we are on the same page and stuff, we'll go ahead and download the newest version. So I'm pinning from test. Wait, what? Alright, so we're gonna go to Blender, and not these Blenders. We're gonna go to blender.org and get the latest version as seen right here, 4.0.1. So I'm gonna click install. So don't worry about this. This is like, no, you don't need to join Blender Studio. It's a free software. I don't know why free softwares are trying to get money these days. It's annoying. Oh. Yes. Yes. There we go. Open it. Why did it? Next. I agree. So this is all what you'll have to do. So we're gonna go through it quickly. Next. Yeah, next. Install. And of course, while... Oh, wait, there we go. I was about to say. So, there's actually 3 ways you can make textures. I'll show you each quick way. Link this. But first, if it didn't save, which I don't, because usually when you open, yeah, see, when you open Blender, okay, never mind then. Anyways, usually when you open Blender, it will have like a little thing where you can change the theme and stuff. I accidentally clicked out of that, so I don't get that customization button or thingy. But anyways, when we'll come back to Blender, okay, guys? we'll come back. So I'm just gonna do that. Okay, so you're probably wondering, how do I get the models? Yes, you're gonna need models. That, to be more specific, you're gonna need the .smd files of each dragon, or maybe just the dragon you want to texture. So I have my dragonfire assets right here. When you download the dragonfire mod, you can use WinRAR or 7.7-zip and extract the mod file to your desktop. You just drag. Basically, what I did was just get to the mod file, drag out the assets folder, and then I just named it whatever I have, because I also have Pixelmon stuff. So for that, I named it Pixelmon assets. So, but we're not talking about Pixelmon. But anyways, so I'll talk about the sample file a little later down once we get to the coding part. Okay, so open the folder where you have your Dragonfire assets. Go Dragonfire, and then you'll have it might be for you. It might be assets and Dragonfire, you may have that. Actually no, it won't. I call the assets folder. This folder right here that I'm pointing to is actually the assets folder. I just called it Dragonfire assets. So you go Dragonfire, and then don't worry about anything else. There's only two things you need. You're gonna need, where is it? Models and textures. First, for the sake of easy finding, I'm gonna put the dragon. I'm gonna make a quick texture for. And then, so you go to models, dragons, and then you find the dragon that you want. By the way, guys, so just in case people are wondering why it says there's still the Bewilderbeast or Bonapper, check the description of this video and that will explain. I'm not gonna say it because this video might be taken down and the link might be taken down, but just check the description of the video. Anyways, let's do my favorite hybrid dragon. Where are you? Not Terra Ice. There we go. So you could do a baby. Okay, let me get something straight, guys. Some dragons have baby textures. Some baby textures are the same to the adult, just different kind of eye texture, I guess. Take the Stormcutter for example, they're the same. Just the baby just has bigger eyes or bigger pupils. But if you take the Tigris, for example, the model. So if you take Tigris, Shard, and Silva, for example, the model for the baby is different, so the adult texture won't work. So you're going to have to do a baby texture for one of those dragons and also some other dragons. So it's kind of a pain, but like, what can you do? Alright, so now once we're in the folder, you can see it's .smd. So what you want is the Terra Ice or whatever dragon you're doing, SMD, and then what I like to do is like give it a little animation. Let's do sit. There we go. Alright. Now you're gonna go back into the assets. Don't know why I closed it. Go to textures, dragons. Also, you could also do dragon sprites. Yeah, pretty cool. So if you want like a custom sprite for your dragon, then go ahead for it. Alright. Now we just scroll down to Terror Ice. Terror Ice, and then you have the baby, but we're not worrying about the baby. Just the adult. Alright. So, now I'm gonna show you 3. I'm gonna label these 1 through 3. There we go. Okay, so now before I show you how to make a texture in Blender, I'm gonna show you the 2 other ways to do a texture without Blender. So technically you don't need Blender. Some people like me prefer to use Blender because it gives you more detailed opportunity as you can draw on paint/draw on the model itself and not try having to guess what body part it is. Especially it comes in handy, like say for the Monstrous Nightmare. Man, that texture's a pain in the butt. But anyways, the first way, so I'm gonna open this with, you can use any paint software. I use paint.net. And then the first way is pretty simple. Just don't select these parts because those are the eyes. And then all you have to do is just change up saturation. You can make it darker. You can change its color. Basically, let's do... Sorry about that, my dad came in. So, yeah. Ooh, I like that, actually. I actually do like this. So, I'm gonna save this as 1. Save this as a 1. So, if you make... Oh, accidentally shown Discord. My bad. Anyways. Ignore the fact that I accidentally shown Discord. Anyways, on to number 2, which is with what I used to do a lot with, just thinking it will give me a cool detailed texture. You guys can do this, but option 1 with just a simple recolor, or option 3 where we're gonna go into Blender and actually do a detailed texture, which honestly, one thing I'm gonna do, copy this and name this 3 because I'm gonna make something with this texture. But anyways, let's go back to Google, and what you want to search, also ignore all my searches, what you want to search is like what you want to do. So what I'm gonna do is, so since the Terror Ice is normally a ice dragon, let's go with magma texture, and then like find one that doesn't have like a like a watermark, kinda. See, this one looks good, but I'm not sure if I want to use it. I might use this one, yeah. So, copy the image or save it. I'm going to copy it because I need to make this the same size, which is 512 by 512, by the way. That's it for, that's literally the texture for every dragon. So one thing I'm gonna do, so again, select the eyes where it's not. I'm just gonna copy those eyes, and then what you want to do is just go to overlay and paste the eyes so it's over that. But one thing I'm gonna do is paste the eyes again, make another layer, and then copy this again. So that will give me that, but without it, it looks like this. Which honestly, I prefer it without that. Alright. Now, I can easily find that lava image again. So this will be saved as 2. And there you go. Those, well, pretty much. Now I'm gonna go on to show you how to get it in Blender with the SMD files, and how to code, of course, and with the number 3 option, how to make a detailed texture. So in Blender, you just want to hide that. Okay. One thing that I forgot, I don't have this under Blender source tools anymore, so I'm gonna leave this up, and this is the actual thing that you need. If you don't have this, then you can't do stuff in Blender with SMD files. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to put it in. So we want to go to Edit, Prefixes, go to Add-ons, hit Install. Also, don't unzip it. You just install it from there, and then you check it, and you are good to go. Export. You see how I have it now. But you want to go to Import, and then go to Desktop, terrorize or whatever dragon you want to do a texture for. Use the rotate tool, just do that, and then you can do it again and do a little pose. So I made him sit. A good boy. Definitely one of my favorite textures. And now you can do it with your mouse, or you can just click on the dragon, or you can click up here. You want to go to texture. Oh yeah, that's weird that it usually it gives you like a purple texture. These are the different lightings. I usually use matte cap. Or flat is a bit too bright depending on. But now that you're in this, you can't do it because it has a missing texture. Okay. So what you want to do, wait, did they change it? Hold on. Guys, this is why I don't use newer versions. Layout, texture paint. Yeah, what? Guys, I'm gonna figure this out. So this is the weight paint. Vertex, sculpt. We're not gonna sculpt it. Oh my, go. Gonna go into texture paint. But how do you? Because it used to be in here, guys. Okay, I'm going to have. Okay, so there's another way to do it. Terrorize. Other dragons might have. I'm guessing the newer ways of Blender require you to do it this way. Kind of wish it didn't. So where it says go to material, this little ball, globe or ball, whatever it is, just material properties. Up here, go to matte, where it says matte Terrix ice. You want to do a new one, and then you want to go to here, image texture, open, and I'm gonna open up one, and there we go. The texture is now in, so I guess it's a little different with newer versions. Maybe they got rid of the old way, which honestly sucks because that's the way I was used to doing it. But what can you do now? You can actually paint on this if you want to. See, now it has white tip wings, so let's get rid of that. So this is the first texture with the simple color change, but still very cool. But not. You're probably just and then I'm guessing yeah. So you put, so this is the second one with the image. Honestly, it looks really cool looking. And then we'll go back to number 1. Go into there we go. Okay, just go back out like how I did, and it will appear here where you can paint on. So this is where I like to do it. So you have to be on texture paint. So you see all of this, and it actually shows you the UV map. These little lines. That's the UV map. Where you can basically just color inside the line with whatever color you want, as long as you're coloring inside the lines. Because if you color in the black like this, it doesn't actually show. You have to do it in the little lines. So so one thing you can do is is do little details, just like don't really make terrorized textures much, but you can make little details. I know it looks bad, but that's basically, you just let your creativity. Also, one thing, some dragons mirror like this. See, it mirrors onto the other tail fin. So it's helpful, but it can be annoying if you want different colors for different fins. Like say if you want. Also, guys, if you try and do a Night Fury, don't try and do a toothless texture, because all of us who first started learning how to make textures in Blender try to do that in mirrors. I'm sorry, guys, you can't do a toothless texture unless it's like the racing toothless. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye. You're probably seeing this, and I did the outro before I showed you how to code. I am so sorry. I got a little ahead of myself, so I'm gonna show you how to code right now. So it's pretty simple. I'm not even gonna do it. I'm not even gonna put it in game because I don't feel like doing that. I'm just gonna show you how to code. I will link a media file with the sample code file. This is your key. Never get rid of the sample. You can make a copy, but you never just replace it, because if you replace it, it's hard to get another one unless you have someone like me who just gives you the Metafire one, and you can download it as many times as you need. But most of the time, please don't get rid of the sample file. It's your key to coding every texture you make. Also, by the way, guys, there are ways of doing textures in the same texture file. I just don't know how to do that. So the way I suggest doing it is every texture you make gets its own code. Yes, technically it's a lot of code files, but there's small code files, and it's a lot neater to find if you messed up on one, instead of searching for it in all one big one. So we'll name this. The texture name doesn't actually matter. It's what. So I use I use Visual Studio Code, but you could also use Notepad++. Either one works. I'm going to use the one that I'm using right now, and it will pop up with this. Now, this may be scary. When I first learned, it took me a while to figure out how to do it, but I'm going to go step by step showing you how. First step, where it says dragons, or dragon, and then it says example dragon. This right here is where you put the dragon. So it would be tear ice for me. If you're doing a Night Fury, it would be Night Fury, no space, and a capital N. Now, the texture name. What did you call the texture? I called it 2. Alright, now path to adult texture, and then path to child texture, and then path to adult sprite, path to child sprite. For this, you just put tear ice, and then what I like to do is if you're doing a search with other people, take the person's name that they're going by. For me, it's Copa, and make a folder, or in the code, do it where it says your name, so people in the role play know, oh, that texture belongs to that person, and it's just not all confusing. So I will put Copa, and then I put 2. Simple as that. And then you just copy this, And for child, you want to put underscore baby. Even if you don't have a baby texture, still do it. Same with the sprite. Because yes, technically you don't need to do this. But if you come back and you have a baby texture or sprite, it won't work if you don't add this code. So I'm telling you now, do it. It will save you so much time if you want to do a sprite or a baby texture. So this would be terrorize copa 2 underscore okay, I can't speak, underscore sprite, and then this underscore baby underscore sprite. Now we're on the rarity. So these are probably very self-explanatory: common, rare, epic, legendary. I usually just put legendary. You can put whatever because it really does not matter. And then rarity and natural line up together. So what natural means and why it says true, it will always say true no matter what, in the sample file, but you can easily change that to false. Basically, if you want like common textures, like just a common natter texture change or something, you can put it on common and keep it on true, and then it will spawn in the wild. If you put it on rare, it was a little more rare to see, but you can still see it. Epic, more rare, but you can still see it. And legendary, pretty hard to find, but technically you can still see it. So I'm gonna put it on false because I don't like my textures spawning in the wild. And I usually don't do common textures to spawn them in the wild when we can easily just spawn them in with the spawner and stuff. Save it, and boom, you have your code. And then so basically I'll show you how I would normally add it. I'm gonna go to the last chapter. I'm not actually gonna add it, guys. I'm just showing you how you would do it. So you would go to the CurseForge or app data % and find the .minecraft folder. You would go to config, dragons, textures, and then these are all the textures for the last chapter this year's that I'm currently doing with my friend Abyss and some other friends. So what I would do, since it's a tear ice, I would make a folder called tear ice. In that folder, make another folder called copa, because that's what we put in the code. And then in this folder, put 2, the texture. And then you just put these 2 in the textures folder once you go config dragons and textures. And then you load up the game and then spawn it with a and then spawn it with this dragon spawner, and boom, that's how you do things. Now I'm just gonna, because I'm actually probably gonna use the second texture, but I'm gonna recode it because 1 and 3 can go away. These can go away because I have this, and I'm just gonna open up these textures and then put in that. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching. This time it is actually the outro. If you guys have any questions, you can also check the description. My community Discord will be there, and you can ask me questions. If you're getting stuck, then we can join a VC and I can help you out if I'm able to. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.